Hey guys, it's Jamie or Kool-Aid Jammers. Happy Valentine's Day. We have a little bit of a change of scenery here. I was just tired of sitting on my chair, sitting on my desk all day. So today I'm sitting on my floor and you're sitting on my couch. Please tell me how you like this setting. So this video should have come out a little bit earlier so that you guys would have had time to do some of these little projects. But time management is something I need to work on. Today in this video I'm going to show you how to make candy hearts out of polymer clay, and then I'm going to show you 3 variations or 3 options on what you can do with these little candy hearts. Now I know candy hearts are seen almost strictly as Valentine's Day candy, but you can always change these into just normal hearts or any other shape or form of your choosing. So hopefully this video will help you as inspiration on what you can do with polymer clay, or maybe until next year. But honestly, I put them up on my fridge right now. They're looking pretty cute. I probably won't be taking them down for a while. So anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe if you want to see any of my other future content, and let's get on with the video.
Alrighty guys, let's start with project number 1. Set down a piece of parchment paper and tape it down to help with the stickiness of the clay. Okay, so this is the box of colored clay I've mentioned to y'all before. Too much clay, and this is why I'm here. Choose the colors you want to work with. And when we think of hearts, we typically automatically think pink or red, but candy hearts, as y'all probably know, come in green, yellow, purple, blues, and that's what you'll see me working with today. Get your clay, cut it down, roll and warm up the clay in your hands, make a tiny ball, and flatten it. Use a roller to evenly pancake it, and if you don't have a roller, don't fret. Anything will do, like a water bottle or a can. There's probably other ways to do hearts with clay, but this was the easiest process for me. Initially, do not be worried about making your heart smooth and perfect. Cut the shape of the heart out in angles and then go in and pat the edges in. You'll end up with a completely smooth little heart. What you're seeing me do here is obsess over the shape, because I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. But please, do not worry if your clay creations are not absolutely perfect. These are little handmade items created by you, and if there's little imperfections, then you know, that's just the art of the craft. Repeat this process to every color you picked out, or to however many hearts you want to do, and then you're ready for the oven. I bake my clay at 275 degrees Fahrenheit for about 15 minutes, but please, look at the instructions to your specific clay you own. And now, they're out. Make sure your hearts have cooled down and are solid, and we're ready to paint. Usually candy hearts have a darker colored outline and drawings to help it look more 3D, and so that's what we're trying to mimic here. I use a metallic acrylic paint to make it a bit shiny, but work with whatever you have. Don't forget to paint the back to make it a bit more polished, and do this to all your little hearts. Candy hearts are also called conversation hearts, so I hope you've thought of what you're going to write down. Don't worry if you mess up some of the writing. The good thing of acrylic paint is that you just wait for it to dry, paint a coat over your mistakes, and start over. I had to do that twice when some of my font came out crooked. You're finished. Off camera, I put resin on them and stuck them under the UV light until they were glossy and hardened. We are on the last step, guys. I bought some strong magnets off of Amazon and glued them on with my hot glue gun. Be careful with your fingers, hold them down, and we're finished. You now have the cutest little fridge magnets holding up your photos and papers. I love the way these look. We are now on our second project. This basically has the same first steps as the magnets, except your heart should be much thicker, you're going to use up more clay, and instead of a pointy bottom, you want to make sure the bottom sits and is even to a sturdy surface, since this is going to be a little photo holder. Create a second smaller heart that's less thick than the heart we just made, but still a bit thicker than the magnets. Place it on top of the big heart wherever you'd like and press down gently for it to stick. Your hearts may have gone a bit wonky in this process, just tap on them until they regain your preferred shape. Okay, so now we'll need a tool that's sharp. I use an X-Acto knife, and we're going to go ahead and create a slit at the top of the larger heart. Please, please, please go slow with this, guys. We don't want any accidents. Take your time with this and try to keep a gentle hold on your heart so as to not change the shape of it too drastically. Use another tool that's a bit thicker to fit into the slit to widen it a bit more. Use these tools interchangeably until you get the desired width. Try to smooth out the inside of the heart as much as you possibly can. I found the thicker knife to help a bit more with this, but again, this doesn't need to be perfect. As long as it is able to do its purpose and hold a little photo, then you're good. This is how it should turn out. Pop this in the oven, and when it comes out, we're back to painting. I probably should have mentioned this before, but you don't need colored clay. If you have white clay, you would follow all these steps, and not until now would you paint the whole heart. Colored clay just skips one step and makes things a little bit easier. I like to go over the writing twice just to make sure it's even and pops out a little more. And we're done. Alright, so for project number 3, we're going to do a floral wreath. We're going to start off by cutting off all the flowers and branches we're going to use and setting them to the side. I'm using some wire cutters here. These are usually used for jewelry, but some of these branches do have wire running through them to help them hold their shape, and they're usually hard to cut with regular scissors. During this video, you're going to see me fiddle around a lot with placement, and I find this useful because it kind of gets the juices flowing with what looks good or not. Recently, I've been really into these flower bouquets I've seen on Instagram. They usually have these large, colorful focal flowers with just a few filler flowers in between. But the part that I like the most are these like branches of flowers or greenery that just kind of pop out from the top. And even though you can tell the bouquet is full, it also makes it look a little sparse. And I absolutely love the look of that. And that was my inspo here. This is kind of what I want to emulate, but in a wreath form. So as you can see, I have these 5 big flowers, and for a moment there, I thought of just gluing them randomly, but in the end, I settled with making it the same on both sides to help with symmetry. To make these flowers easier to glue down, take off as much of the backing as possible so it can sit flush. Glue down some of the smaller filler flowers, and then start setting the big flowers down. I got most of these flowers from Michael's, and some of them from Dollar General, but when I went to Michael's, they actually, I think, had 30% off all their spring florals, and then I found a 20% off coupon online. So honestly, I think it was a good deal. You can always find cheap fake flowers. You just have to look for them. Guys, don't waste so much money on all these flowers. I promise you, I've done that before and they look really pretty, but honestly, I don't know if it's worth it. So look for some deals before you buy all of them full price. Okay, so what you're seeing me do now is getting the bigger filler flowers and putting them throughout the wreath. Even though our focal point is at the bottom, I didn't want to leave the top empty, so I did my best with filling it there too. We are at my favorite part, the greenery. Flip the wreath over and be careful when you're laying it because you don't want to squish anything. Glue down these branches in a manner that they poke through and fall to the sides, in almost like a cascading motion. Add some of those smaller branches to the front, some more leaves if you want to, and then get some ribbon, create a knot at the end of it, and glue it to the back of the top of the wreath. As a final touch, you can add some of those little candy hearts that we made and glue it to the wreath too, just to make it a little more cute and fun. And ta-da! We're finished with all 3 of our projects. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, follow my Insta for updates, and I hope you have or had a lovely Valentine's Day with your loved ones.